Hello everyone, I'm Stram, and welcome back to another episode of me playing through my developer build of the Acolyte class. In this series, I have been going through and doing my balance run for the class before it is set to release publicly, and also sort of just showcasing how the class works in sort of a pseudo-tutorial. Last episode we got some basic starter gear, and then this episode I'm going to look into fighting the Eye of Cthulhu and testing all sorts of different loadouts and gear against the Eye. First things first, though, we want to see what we can get for runes as well, because we want to get as many runes as we can. I think pre-boss we can get, I think, all of these, because that's just ice biome. That is pretty easy to get. Maybe not the Star Assault, but Blood Moon for Vampiric, because I want to test a whole bunch of different loadouts against him. Runic Talisman should be easy to get as well. So this is an accessory that boosts your runes. The center channel, the cult rune, will be counted twice. It effectively doubles the effect of the center rune. So right now we only have one rune. But if we were to equip this, for example, the Rune of Fire, which we currently have, will inflict fire for twice as long. I think we can showcase that if we get a target dummy. So without the rune, I think it inflicts it for about 5 seconds. Ooh, maybe longer. 7, it looked like. And if we double it, still going. Yeah, still going. That's significantly longer. Yeah, so we'll probably be running that for now. We have the Granite Pulsar Vessel as well, but how much does... Okay, it's 3 per boulder. Or 4? Anyway, first things first that I want to do is I want to check on runes. So we need to go to the ice biome. We need to go to get Rune of Water and Rune of Air as well. And then underground for Mushroom, and then we'll do a Blood Moon. Now, as stated in the previous episode, we're not really doing it a traditional way. So I am going to literally go to the snow biome. Like, hello, I'm here. Do we have... Spawn rates are at 0, so... Actually, we've been to the ice biome before. I don't remember. Did we get any ice spikes? No. So we have to go back. We're also going to drink some Spelunker potions. That way we can see any potential chests at all. And a mining potion so we can zoom through. Oh, here's a chest. I mean, we'll take the blizzard in a bottle over the cloud. Already have life crystals. There's one. Okay, so we did get an item. Once I kill some of these slimes, I will read its description here. Okay, so this is for our vessels. Occult vessels will ignite enemies in frost flames. Whenever vessels damage enemies, razor-sharp frost petals will fill their radius. You can turn the visuals off to disable sound for them. So if we switch that for the one for the blades right now, and then yeah. See, now it shoots out little petals. I think temporarily we're gonna disable it, so that way we can regenerate our Arcturum. That's a rogue weapon. How many ice spikes do we have? 10? Wonderful. So that's enough from here. So there is a rare item that we can get from these chests that I might have talked about before called the Nice Ice Scythe. And just going to see if we can get that. If not, I'll probably spawn it in 2 chests here. Ice Skates and Ice Blade. That's pretty good generation there, actually. And another house. I am unbeatable. There's another Frost Blossom. Two more chests. This world actually has kind of a lot of chests in it. There it is. Nice Ice Scythe. So I will take that, and then we will head back to here. Just gonna favorite all the stuff we don't want to get rid of. And then I'm going to dump all this stuff in here. So, we will use the Nice Ice Scythe first. It is a first of many scythes which have an extra projectile here. So it increases the effective range of it. That's why it's so rare, because it's a very good weapon early game. It isn't like a standard drop in the frozen chests. It has like a smaller chance than others. We also want to check out... I think we might need some snow blocks, though. Glacial Storm. So this is another rune. It will cause lingering snowflakes. So as the spell flies, it drops little snowflakes. It's pretty good for maybe the Eater of Worlds or maybe events as well. They don't do a whole lot of damage, but once you start to have a couple of extra runes, then they start to get beefed up here. So yeah. Alright, next thing we want to look at is probably Rune of Water and Rune of Air. Those are actually easy enough to get where it's just finding places. So I think I'm actually just going to bring those in. And then we'll do a Blood Moon so we can test out some of this new gear we got. So, the Rune of Air causes occult spells to travel faster. So, for instance, with the Glacial Storm, they move about that fast, which is still decent. But then with air, they move a little faster. And you can tell it better once it's doubled. See how much faster it's moving. Now, Rune of Water gives it the projectiles a little bit of piercing. So for each one that you have equipped, it gives you 1 extra enemy pierce. Now it does this with a damage penalty as well. So well, this is bad luck, but you see the damage goes down the more enemies it pierces, and you can show it a little better with 3 pierces. So another good one for bosses or events. Maybe before we do that, we should also see if we can head to the desert. Do we have a desert? So, another item that we can get from the desert is the ancient glyph, which drops from antlions and desert enemies, pretty much any desert enemy. I wonder, does that include the larva? Except the larva. Yeah, I can see these vessels being very useful. Especially early game, just like this. Like, it's softening up all these enemies and killing some of them too. For having 10 defense, we are actually surviving a little bit better than I thought we would. Now, of course, I still have the God mode thing on, but I've been keeping track, and we've only actually died, like, twice. So, I think the weapons are definitely helping. Nice ice scythe, at least. I'm going to try and use the Goldathame a little bit more to gauge it. I also got the Sandstorm Blade. So that is an upgraded Athame as well. This one is pretty good. The desert items are pretty killer. And this item has high damage. So 22, well, same as the gold one. That's fine. The main appeal from it is, I think it is longer, as well as on dash, it creates that. You create one of the little sandstorms. You can only have one of them active, so if you use the dash while one is active, it waits until the next one, until it spawns a new one. The reach on these is also a bit longer, so that's another benefit it has. Oh, there's another one. I think what might need to happen is a little bit of a universal nerf. So, for the Athames at least. Also maybe increase the drop rate of, or decrease the drop rate of these, because this is a powerful item, and if I want it to actually be powerful, then what I should do is I should make it... lost my train of thought. I should have the weapons before it not be as powerful. Maybe. Because the thought process also that I just had is that it potentially could make it too good to pass up. So then everybody tries to get it. Alright, but we've been farming for this item for a while, so I think I'm going to have to increase its drop rate. So I am going to make a note of that, and then we will continue with another way to go. I just had a realization also. This doesn't drop yet. I just looked through the code and it has a condition of dropping after the Eater of Worlds and Brain of Cthulhu. So we can't actually get this yet. Okay, that makes more sense, because we definitely should have gotten it in that time frame. So then we want to get some... Do we have mushrooms? Let's get some mushrooms. And another option that we can get here is... So if we make a silver theme... I think what we can make is poison. We just need to make the powders, which we can't make. Requires bottle. Okay. Which should be simple enough. I guess I didn't put the sand in there. I trashed it. That's fine. We will just get bottle instead. We can make the poison ritual. Got Acolyte. And if we get some tungsten, or the tungsten scythe, then we can make the other one as well. Because it takes 20 of the evil powder, and then your silver or tungsten tier item to craft it. So... Poison Ritual, these are their stats, which by the way I should probably say, Nice Ice Scythe also has some decent lifesteal. The Sandstorm Blade has lower. Yeah, and they are pretty simple. If I remember correctly, they just inflict poison. Either poison doesn't work on target dummies, or I've got something wrong. You know, these guys will take poison damage. Okay. It looks like they're bugged. Well, that's good that I figured it. Oh, okay, he's got poison. Are face monsters immune to poison? Must be a chance. Yeah, it must be a chance. Well, I should make that 100%. So I'll make a note for that. Alright, now, what other stuff can we get? Oh yeah, so if you get to a glowing mushroom biome, you can make the Infector rune, which is pretty good. We are going to craft it here. Even though I don't think we found a glowing mushroom biome. Craft one up. And this rune infects enemies with a mushroom, which damages them and decreases their defense. So they have this little particle effect on them, and it damages them, and then also reduces their defense slightly. So this is a good starter rune to get. Anything else we want to show before we get to the Eye of Cthulhu? I don't think so. Bright Light is pretty simple. I think you just get that from the Acolyte. We already have the Soul String. The next one we get from the Demonite tier anyway. Alright, so then I should say it is time to fight the Eye of Cthulhu. So we will adjust time to about here. And then I'm going to get rid of the target dummies also. That way they don't interfere. I think for the first run we'll be doing a mix of blades and vessel. Then we'll do one of each. So blades and vessel, blades and runes, and then might as well keep it simple. So blades first with the strong ones. Should also use these two. And I'm gonna get us a watch. Oh yeah, I guess time won't advance if it is frozen. Huh. Time is not advancing anyway. So I will just move it forward then. Alrighty, I'm through. First up is going to be the nice ice scythe. Let's get the boss bar visible. Oh, it's probably journey mode. Yeah, there. Time is now unfrozen. What difficulty is it? Expert? Okay, good. I know this thing is going to make short work of the eye. Maybe I should decrease the rarity. I think you can get it from fishing also. So it depends on how long you want to farm for it. I think early game blades are probably going to be the better weapons to use. Just for the insanely low defense that you have versus the immunity frames and the healing they provide. The short range of them will start to hit a little harder in hard mode. That was close. Sweet. And as stated, bosses will always drop some protoplasm. Now, I want to just see the damage of this thing against a boss. Scythes are definitely a little better currently. I might want to reevaluate the damage of the blades. The sandstorm is good. It's ripping them up. But the damage of the blade alone, like the scythes just deal more damage, I think, overall, which it should probably be the other way to have it a little more balanced. We could probably also switch some of the stats of the themes, like the lifesteal or whatnot, to make them a bit more worth it as well. Because this is like probably what the average player will have. They'll see the Poison Reaper and go that that's a good idea. Because it inflicts poison. Maybe they won't have the Sandstorm Blade or the nice Ice Scythe. Especially since I'm planning on decreasing its drop rate. Now, if we use runes instead, I want to see. Right now we've got Infector. I'm going to play pretty aggressively. Get the soul reaping up pretty high. I know early game Arcturne Regen is gonna sort of create a scenario where the tomes are more of a side weapon for status effects. I think I stated this before, but your arc term does regenerate the lower your health is also. So if you're in desperate need for arc term regen, then you can take some damage. Damage is good, I think. It's just the arc term, which I think is fine. It's not intended to be like a main weapon early game, or at least that's not how I want it to be. They get really strong once you start to combine runes and stuff together, so they kind of have to be weak individually. Anyway, I'm going to finish this fight off, and then we'll do some evaluating of loot. Because there is stuff we can buy, or not buy, craft with Crimtane. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so there's 4 options. We can make a new bow, which we should have used. I forgot about that. For some extra lifesteal. We can also make the Crimson Collider, which is a new theme. This we can't make yet, because that requires tissue samples. That's another vessel. We can also make the Optical Blood Vessel, too. So, let's get some shade wood. Just real quick. We will plop it in there. I'm actually going to keep Infector, and I'm probably going to put these in here. So, Claret String, which we'll look at the differences between those two. Then we also need, what was it? Optical Blood Vessel, which I bet we don't have, the lenses for. So we will craft one of those. We got Willful, which is good because I did change how often Willful takes into effect. So we will definitely want to see that. There's also a couple different kinds here that we're going to look at. So let's equip Willful. First of all, it's a lot more damage. It's about 14 to 15 compared to 7 on these. A lot smaller radius though. And well, inside the vessel radius, you and your allies will have their damage increased by 10%. and then enemies that are killed by the vessel explode into homing eyeballs. So as you can see, it's a lot smaller of a radius, and if we go somewhere dangerous, like here, definitely does a lot more damage though. And then there's one of the little eyeballs. And there's Willful. So it randomly dissipated, and now it's back. But we had it up that entire time. So I think that's a little bit better of a time frame for it to have. Oh, it's gone. I think the Claret string is just a stronger version. It still only pierces 1. Or does the Soul string pierce? No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's just a straight upgrade, nothing fancy with it here. And then we also had... Oh, I guess we didn't make the Crimson Collider at all. There's also another attitude that I wanted to showcase as well, because I really like. It's Discordant here, where the vessel aura will change in size, but the smaller the aura, the more damage it gains. So if you look in the radius line, it shows 2.3 to 11.5 block radius, which, if you notice, is also the maximum size that we have for this currently. So it just takes what we have, and you see how it changes. When it gets really small, we can watch its damage as it changes here too. It gets weaker, and it gets stronger as it goes down. I like that one, but we will stick with Willful for now. And then I'll put this in here, and we'll try the Crimson Collider also, because I forgot to make it. Now this is cursed, so it has high crit chance, but less damage. So we will try that out. Maybe we'll try this out on a Blood Moon, like we were talking about earlier. That way we can see some of... We should get the Glacial Storm back out, so we can test that. And the Rune of Water. Those back out, put that in, and then we shall make it nighttime and a Blood Moon. So the special effect of the Crimson Collider is that whenever you dash with it, it leaves behind clumps of blood, and you can pick those up to get healed. And any player can pick those up. I think they have to be on the same team as you, though. Everything's doing pretty good so far, which is what I like to see. The lunge for the Crimson Collider is pretty far. Okay, well, let's check here also, because if we get Demonite, we can check what we can make also. So weapons, Acolyte. Can't make Shadow Spawn yet, but we can also make the Darkwood Reaper. Yeah, hit me all you want. And then this is Depravity as well. Yeah, I can't see you, but you're not doing anything to me. Actually, let's do some Glacial Storm. Might have to increase the rate or the damage that the snow does to make it viable at all. Okay, I'm gonna make a note for that. Yeah, because unless you're facing like a worm enemy, it seems like it's not gonna be as viable. At least not as much as I want it to be. Anyway, let's test out the corruption variants. So, Depravity is oh, I forgot about this. Okay, this one I like. So, I'm going to turn this off so we can get some Arcturum back. But it charges back a powerful healing soul arrow that passes through tiles. So it shoots through them, but it does it in a way where it... So this one has gravity, but then once it is in blocks, it also sort of curves up, which I really like. I think the effect that the Crimson one has is that it heals a lot more than... Yeah. Because look, this gives you 6 lifesteal, and this gives you 21. Which makes sense for a Crimson-themed item. And this pierces also. So, what, that's 24? So technically it's more, but you have to hit multiple as well. And then the Darkwood Reaper dashes emit bolts of dark energy. Yeah. So they all shoot out and then come back for extra damage. It is a little slow though. Ooh, but it can do some good damage. So yeah, I like that. I like the place this is in right now. This is also kind of just a good weapon. I wonder if the claret string is any good for as a weapon. Not really. I like where this stuff is at right now, though. It feels powerful, but not too powerful. While we're here, I guess we should also maybe get us a vampiric rune that we would be getting from this blood moon and test it out. See how the lifesteal is. So we heal 1 to 2. I think it's because we have a second level of it. So it chooses a random value between how many levels you have. So it's not the greatest thing ever, but once you get more runes, you can drop it in for a little extra healing. Yeah, well, I like all this stuff so far. I think that's probably where I'm going to wrap it up for today. So I will make some changes, and then and then we'll probably make another episode of this in another month or so. I plan on making these about every month. I don't know if I'll stick to that, depending on how much I want to actually get the update out. There's a lot of netcode work that I want to get done for it. But yeah, I will say thank you to anyone that has joined the Patreon. They'll be on screen now. If you want to get one of your own items in one of my mods, join one of the paid tiers for the Patreon. And you'll also get a recognition role on the Discord server in the description, and early access to updates and builds that we have of updates to the mods. If you liked the video, hit the like button, and if you want to see more, think about subscribing. Otherwise, I will see you in the future.